So we talked about doing a Game of Thrones segment, and so we're going to do that. Usually at the end of the week, we do something light to end the week when possible. This is going to be one of those weeks. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to end it light, and the light ending is going to be talking about the Game of Thrones episode. The people who want the Game of Thrones talk, stick around. If you don't want a Game of Thrones spoiler, stick around. Or don't stick around. Don't stick around. So, Game of Thrones. The episode came out. A lot of people were talking about it. And I actually enjoyed the episode. I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people were saying that it really screwed up the character arc. I don't agree with that. I actually enjoyed the show. Even if I didn't enjoy the show, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be signing a pledge to have them remake the episode. That's something I wouldn't do. It's a TV show. If you liked it, great. If not, life goes on. I actually liked it. So here's my perspective. And I know a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people did. It's just one of those things. It's a subjective thing. It's a judgment call. I enjoyed it. Here's why I did enjoy it. So people talked about the character arcs, and they said that it screwed up the character arcs. I don't really think that's true. So here's some of the things that people were saying, and here's kind of like my take on it. So Jaime Lannister, people were saying like, Jaime, he went back to Cersei. What the hell is he doing? He was finally coming around, and then he just threw it all to shit. Okay, so Jaime's biggest flaw from the beginning of the series and pretty much his entire life has been his undying love for his sister, Cersei Lannister. He has been loyal to her to a T, and it has cost him pretty much everything. And he recognizes that, and she has mistreated him. He had pretty much anger his entire life because he's in love with his sister, which he can't express publicly because he's in love with his sister. He also had to just passively accept the fact that she was married to Robert Baratheon for years and years. He would cheat on her all the time. Jaime had to just kind of suck it up and put up with it. He had to serve Robert. So he was very angry about that. He was very rejected because of that. And then Cersei treated him like garbage on top of it. But his loyalty to her is undying. It's still the biggest thing of his life. He realizes what she is. He knows that she's a hateful woman. She's a hateful person. She's evil. He knows that. He even said it in that one really fucked up scene where there was that rape scene underneath the corpse of their son. If you guys remember that scene, that was pretty fucked up. But the point is that they are fucked up because they're brother and sister and they're in love, and they're both very twisted. So Jaime's undying love for Cersei was the biggest thing, the biggest part of his character, and of course he reverted back to it at the end. So there you go. Let's see. Next, Cersei. People said, I can't believe Cersei died that way. I can't believe that Cersei went that way. Well, here's the thing with Cersei. What was Cersei's biggest issue? The biggest issue with Cersei was her love for her children. That was her one redeeming quality. Cersei's undying love for her children. At the very end, as they were about to get, blasted by the dragon, Cersei's last words were, I don't want my child to die. The one redeeming quality. Cersei was evil, but her one redeeming quality was her undying love for her children. And at the very end, she lost yet another child, which brought that wish's prophecy to fruition. When she told Cersei, you're going to lose all your children, well, Cersei did. Literally all of them. Even the one that was still in her belly. And what was Jaime's response to Cersei when she said that? Nothing matters except for us. Because again, the biggest thing driving Jaime, even though he'll have those moments of clarity where he'll try to deviate it, but at the end of the day, his undying love for Cersei is all he has. And it's caused him to do terrible, terrible, evil things. And if he could have broken out of that, he probably could have been a decent human. But he couldn't. And it caused his demise. Arya. People said, Arya, she wouldn't have backed down. She wouldn't have backed down. Like, Arya is this courageous warrior. Now, all of a sudden, she's backing down. She didn't go get Cersei. Arya is a fantastic warrior and has proved that many times over. But no matter how talented of a no-faced man Arya is, She's not going to survive a falling castle and a dragon. She's not going to survive that. So she had a moment of clarity where she realized, yeah, we're going to our death. We're going to die. That's what's going to happen here. We're going to die. And she realized that she wasn't the Hound. She wasn't consumed by hatred and revenge like the Hound was. The Hound knew he was going to die. And he wanted the only thing he cared about, which was revenge against his brother. And he got it. And that was kind of an epic fight scene. So Arya, that totally made sense. So Jon Snow. People say, Jon Snow, why did Jon Snow... Like, Jon Snow passively accepted Daenerys, and all these terrible things happened. Jon Snow, why wasn't he stronger on this? Okay, Jon Snow, every leadership position Jon Snow has gotten, he's accepted reluctantly. This is no different. Now they want him to be king? He's like, holy fuck, what more do you want from me? I'm leading the North. I led the wildlings. I got this unity that nobody thought was possible. He led the Night's Watch. He begrudgingly led the Night's Watch. He did all those things. Now they want him to be king. He's just like, holy shit, I'm not doing that. So he couldn't take it. Like, he wanted to just divert to her, so he pledged his loyalty to her. And when the fight scene did broke out, if you notice, Jon Snow was trying to stop it. Grey Worm went nuts, and we'll get into that later. Grey Worm went nuts and started just killing people. Jon Snow was trying to stop it, which is something Jon Snow would do. But what ended up happening to Jon Snow? Well, he got attacked, so he had to defend himself, so then all bets were off. Jon Snow didn't attack that person. That person attacked Jon Snow. So there you go. So Jon Snow also totally makes sense. Dany, Daenerys Targaryen. That's been common for a long time. She's always had a temper. That's a Targaryen thing. They are known for that. They are notorious for that because they are the people of the dragon. They got the dragon inside of them. They got that rage. Every time a Targaryen is born, you flip a coin. That's what Varys said. Daenerys had that potential from the beginning, and she finally saw it through. And it caused Grey Worm to go nuts too. Why did Grey Worm go nuts? Because Missandei's dead. Think about everything that Dany lost. Dany lost 2 of her children via the dragons. So she had to tolerate that. She was grieving with another dragon loss. While she was grieving with that loss, Varys betrayed her. Tyrion let her down. Jon Snow let her down. Missandei was executed. So she lost all these things all in a row. If any time she had the potential to go nuts and do something that evil, that was the time. And that's what she did. So there you go. So that's my take on Game of Thrones. It's a show. I kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't what I would have predicted. Could they have gone a different direction with it? Of course they could have. But they didn't. And I actually enjoyed the episode. It's a fun series. I'm having fun with it. I know some people don't like it. Some people do. But that's my take on it. And I know a lot of people didn't enjoy the episode. So I thought I'd give a perspective of someone that did and why I did. So there you go. Game of Thrones chat. Game of Thrones.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you wanna know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you wanna know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your